Okay, we're back on the military bike here. We're doing an voltage regulator test. So I just got done starting up this for a minute, and it was crapping a little bit. But the choke was on. I didn't see a choke was on. So I'm gonna start up again, see if it keeps crapping, and so we change out the cutout relay here. Even though it looks perfect, looks like it might be helping. We'll see. Better. Well, appears to be running quite a bit better than it was. Carburation is off a little bit, but pretty close. Let's play around the main jet a little bit there. On these carburetors, you got adjustable main jet right here. So you play around a couple flicks back and forth. Makes it take the throttle a little better. So for drag race, I got to hook up the spring onto the throttle to make it self-returning. At least when you go through inspection, when you take it back off, so you can race the bike the way it is. Alright, so now I'm going to do an oil change on it. Looks like the generator is working enough for now. Put a new battery in it. There. So far I've been breaking everything I touched today, so it's time to work on the bike, right? Alright, let the battery charger get back charging. So I got the oil motor warmed up. Oil's sort of warm. So we're going to dump the oil tank out under here. See how much we can dump all over the motor. I'm going to go ahead and tighten this up the rest of the way here. Just temporarily tighten it up. But so anyway, we'll see if that gets us through the weekend. If not, we'll play with it some more. So for now, it looks like things are kind of working. Running better than it was. Got my saddlebag on here now. Tore the shit out of it up here, which pissed me off. Trying to do everything by myself. Tore it. These bags are extremely brittle. These are original World War II bags, so they're only 75 years old. So looks like a few years back when we refurbished these things, we put new straps on it. And it looks like they riveted it in the wrong spot. So now it's going up like this instead of this direction. So it's trying to tear the bag right now, right here. But it's too damn tight. The rivet won't let me move it because it's riveted too tight. Just have to live with it. Should have been an angle like this one here is. Where it goes around the saddlebag there. A little bit harder to kick it down with the standing next to it, at least up on the rack. Now the crash bar, it broke off years ago drag racing. It vibrated and broke off. So I gotta dig that up. I'll put it back on too. It ain't gonna be this race. We'll get that for next time. So, but anyway, I'll just play around with it a little bit. So I'll put some extra padding and foam here in the battery. So it's one of those drop-in batteries. So I ordered up 4 of them, so I got more. So it's these Cyclone Hawker things here. So this is what we're using. They work pretty good. That one I let set too long last time, 3 years without doing anything, but I think the generator wasn't charging up before either, so it's probably discharged when I shut it off and parked it. It didn't like being discharged for 3 years. Most batteries don't. So, all right. Next I'm going to change the oil out and we'll see what's going on. I'm going to have to top the gas tank up with something. So it's got a bunch of weird racing gas and other stuff in there right now. It's only about 8 years old gas, so it should be just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and probably go get some high test down the street and pour some in it. Act like we're doing something important. And I think I'm going to put a little bit of additive in the transmission, and maybe that'll make it shift better. So, all right, we'll be back when we get to that point. Okay, we're putting oil in the bike right now. I just got done putting some additive into the transmission. These 45s have no transmission drain, so the oil that's in there is 35 years old, so it's still good. It actually looked pretty good too. So we're putting this tribodyn in here. It's some nice black gray douche crap. So we're going to experiment with this stuff for racing. There you go. So this has a very different additive package than normal. Put a little bit of that in there. See, I just stained more of the funnels, all I did.
I'll say none of the additive is actually washing down in there at all.
No, you can see all the gray stuff added in here.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not helping cleaning the funnel at all. So anyway, this is some nice
Oh, you can actually see it down in there too.
gray, dirty crap.
Yeah, grayish green, globular.
No, there's no gobs.
Yeah, I mean, just the way it's, you know.
That was out of your diesel truck.
Yeah,
Gobs. This is different. Yeah, I'm not used to having so much oil in this bike. So anyway, we're going to see how this works out on the drag racing it. This oil should make the motor run a lot better. It should give me better mileage, but I don't care about. It should give me more horsepower. I do care about that.
Definitely.
It should make the motor live longer, which I care about. It should rebuild the rings and stuff. It'll fill in the voids and stuff on the worn out rings and help bring some cylinder pressure back, which is always a plus. So we'll see how that actually works. Surprisingly, so far everything that they said it did has worked in other bikes. So now we're going to test it. An actual full race motor and see how it holds up in racing conditions. This does look like a full race bike, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
How much oil's in it now? It's only half a quart over refill. All right, so I still haven't put any fresh gas in it yet, so the gas is 8 years old. I'm not sure what octane it is anymore, but I'm sure it's a lot better than pump. It had a lot of miscellaneous racing grades and aid gas and some other shit in there. Large mixtures of stuff. Battery's still not all charged all the way yet. Alright. If we fixed the ignition issue, the charging, it should start one kick. Maybe I should retard a little bit further this time. it's breathing through a 1/4-inch hole there, too. Foot chokes all the way up. Sounds pretty crispy.
Say it sounded like it ran pretty good.
All right, we got to get some gas in it. It's still got green gas at the bottom of the
I say it smelled a little like some better gas of some sort.
There's a lot of stuff in that tank. I just don't remember how much of what, but it's old. It was old 3 years ago.
Yeah.
It hasn't run in 3 years. That gas is probably from the before 2010.
For 3 years, it started up pretty good though.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna clean all up, load it up, head to the races. Just close the lid.